Lately, it feels like stress is running your life. You plan, push, and force things to happen, only to watch them slip away. What if the key to getting what you truly desire isn't control, but letting go? Today, you'll learn how Stoicism unlocks effortless manifestation. Ready? Let's begin. The mind is like water. When agitated, it becomes unclear, chaotic, and unpredictable. But when calm, it reflects the world clearly, allowing you to see things as they truly are. This is the foundation of both peace and power, the ability to let go of what you cannot control and focus entirely on what you can. You spend your days gripping tightly, pushing, striving, trying to force life into submission. But the harder you push, the more life resists. Like clutching a handful of sand, the more force you use, the faster it slips through your fingers. The irony is that real power comes not from control, but from surrender. When you let go of the illusion of control, you unlock the ability to navigate life effortlessly. Control is an illusion. You plan, strategize, and anticipate every possible outcome. Yet time and time again, things unfold in ways you never expected. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The world around you is unpredictable, and no amount of stress or anxiety will change that. You cannot control the traffic on your way to work. You cannot control whether someone likes you or not. You cannot control the economy, the weather, or the opinions of others. But you can control how you respond. And therein lies all your power. Imagine standing in a river, trying to stop the current with your hands. The water resists, pushing past you, exhausting you. Now imagine stepping into the flow, allowing the current to carry you effortlessly downstream. This is the difference between resistance and acceptance. Resistance is exhausting, stressful, and futile. Acceptance is effortless, fluid, and liberating. When you embrace what is instead of fighting for what you think should be, you align with life rather than struggle against it. And in that alignment, everything begins to shift. Anxiety and fear thrive in a mind that is scattered, cluttered, and untrained. The untrained mind jumps from thought to thought, consumed by endless what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. The trained mind, on the other hand, is still, grounded, and imperturbable. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. How many times have you agonized over a situation that never actually happened? How often has your mind built catastrophes out of thin air? Most of your suffering is self-inflicted. But the moment you become conscious of this pattern, you can break it. The first step to mastering your mind is detachment. When a thought arises, observe it without identifying with it. Imagine yourself sitting by a river, watching leaves float downstream. Each leaf represents a thought. Instead of grabbing onto the leaves, simply watch them pass. They come, they go, and you remain unchanged. This is how you reclaim control over your inner world. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them. Your external circumstances are merely a reflection of your internal state. If you are restless, anxious, and desperate, life will mirror that energy back to you. But when you are calm, grounded, and detached, life begins to unfold in your favor. Manifestation is not about wishful thinking or forcing reality into submission. It's about alignment. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus wrote, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The moment you stop chasing is the moment life starts delivering. Imagine two archers. One is obsessed with winning, desperate to prove himself, anxious about missing the target. His hands shake, his mind is scattered, and he fails to hit his mark. The other archer is fully present. He breathes deeply, feels the weight of the bow in his hands, and releases the arrow without attachment to the outcome. The second archer is the one who succeeds, not because he forces success, but because he allows it. The same is true for everything you desire. The more you chase, the further it runs. The moment you let go, it turns toward you. Every morning, you wake up with a choice. Will you react to the world, or will you set the tone for your day? Most people wake up and immediately check their phones, allowing notifications, emails, and news headlines to dictate their mood. They enter the day in a state of reactivity, already at the mercy of external forces. The Stoics understood the importance of a morning ritual. Seneca would spend his mornings in reflection, aligning his mind before engaging with the world. Marcus Aurelius would write in his journal, reminding himself of his principles before stepping into the chaos of daily life. If you want to change your reality, start by changing your mornings. Before checking your phone, take 3 deep breaths. Set an intention for your day, not based on what you want to achieve, but on how you want to feel. Will you move through the day with ease or tension? Will you react impulsively or respond with clarity? These choices shape not just your day, but your entire life. Your environment matters more than you think. If your surroundings are chaotic, your mind will be chaotic. If your space is cluttered, your thoughts will be cluttered. The Stoics believed in simplicity, not as an aesthetic choice, but as a mental necessity. A Spartan room, a clear desk, a focused mind. Remove distractions, declutter your space, simplify your life. The less you have, the lighter you feel. Gratitude is not a cliché, it is a strategy. Most people focus on what they lack, which only amplifies their sense of scarcity. The Stoics flipped this mindset. Instead of yearning for more, they trained themselves to appreciate what already existed. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." When you start seeing life through the lens of abundance, something remarkable happens. More abundance flows toward you. Not because of magic, but because your focus determines your experience. Picture a man walking through a field of wildflowers, completely blind to their beauty because he is searching for something better. This is how most people live, always looking for the next thing, never appreciating the beauty that already surrounds them. But the man who stops, breathes, and truly sees the flowers is the one who experiences joy. What if you decided right now to see the flowers? Comparison is a thief. You scroll through social media, comparing your life to carefully curated highlight reels, and suddenly your own life feels inadequate. But what are you comparing to? A projection, an illusion, a false narrative designed for validation. The Stoics understood that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation. When you detach from comparison, you reclaim your peace. Instead of asking, "Why don't I have what they have?" ask, "Do I even want what they have?" Most of the time, the answer is no. Rest is not laziness. In a world that glorifies busyness, stillness is a rebellion. Marcus Aurelius, despite ruling an empire, prioritized reflection. Why? Because calmness is a weapon. The modern world convinces you that rest is a waste of time, that you must always be grinding, achieving, doing. But doing more is meaningless if you're moving in the wrong direction. Rest is where clarity emerges. The best ideas come in stillness, not in chaos. Manifestation is not about forcing outcomes. It is about becoming the person who naturally attracts them. You don't chase love, success, or peace. You embody them. The more relaxed you are, the more magnetic you become. The more detached you are, the more effortlessly life flows in your favor. Imagine a tree bending in the wind. It does not resist, yet it stands strong. Be like that tree. Firm in your essence, flexible in your approach. The future is unknown. It always will be. But the way you meet it, whether with tension or ease, resistance or trust, determines everything. The world will keep moving, whether you stress about it or not. Your choice is simple. Fight against the current or flow with it. Let go. Trust. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should.